Hannah here from the Audubon Center. I'm going to lead you in an activity called 1 square foot. And all you need is a 4-foot long piece of yarn or string, maybe even a shoelace, your journal, and a pencil. The first thing you need to do is tie the ends of your string together so that you make a loop. And then decide where you want to put your string. So I'm gonna put it right here in front of me and kind of space it out into the best circle I can make it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now this is my 1 square foot area, and this is the area that I'm gonna focus on and study during this observational practice. The first thing you're going to do with your area is describe it in your journal using a couple sentences and draw a picture. So I could say, I see some dead leaves, I see green, fresh growing plants, and I see some trash, wood chips. There's brown, green, as I said earlier, a little bit of burnt orange. I'm seeing lots of different colors and sizes of objects as well. Number 2, describe what the weather is like. Right now, as you can tell, it's pretty sunny outside. I'm having to squint a little bit, but there is a cool breeze coming by every once in a while. Number 3, describe all of the living things in your area. And when we use the word living, we're really talking about biotic. And the term biotic means living or once living. When you break down the word biology, bio means life. So biotic means living. Let's take a close look for anything that was living or once living in my circle or area. So I can obviously tell that the green plants are alive. We can look really closely and see that there's actually new growth happening. If I look around, these leaves, these cottonwood leaves specifically, even though they're crunchy and brown and we would call them dead, because they were once alive on a tree, they are still considered biotic, and I could journal about them. Let's look closer. Oh, a worm! So I have just found a tiny little worm, and he's moving around, so he is definitely considered biotic. And last but not least, even these wood chips. The wood chips on the path that made their way into the garden are considered biotic because they were once alive on a tree or part of a tree. Number 4, describe all of the non-living things in your area. And just how we said biotic means living, the term abiotic means non-living, because in Latin and Greek, a normally means non or without. So when we think about non-living objects, we're thinking man-made objects like plastic, rocks, air, and water, things like that. So let's take a close look for anything that's non-living in my area. So right off the bat, something that stands out to me is this piece of trash. This trash is definitely non-living. It's plastic. It was made by humans. And if I look around, oh, there's another one. These, because I'm a good citizen of the earth, will end up in the trash where they belong after this activity. Something else, as I said, could be rocks. And as I'm looking around, oh, I just found 2 different rocks, 2 different types of rocks, and I'm sure there's plenty more. But these would be a great thing to journal about for my abiotic section. Number 5 is describe the plants in your area. So earlier when I did an overall synopsis of my 1 square foot, I kind of talked about them, but now that it's prompted me to, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. Now it's okay if you don't know what the plant is. I don't know what most of these are. I do know that there is a little sprig of juniper right here. And if I know it's juniper because the leaves are kind of scaly and it has these berries on it. Now this juniper is currently not planted, but it is a plant in my area. There's also this new growth, and I can describe that these will become flowering buds right here. Well, they are buds, they'll start to flower. It's kind of a lime green color, whereas there's deeper green over here. The leaves are kind of fuzzy and soft. And there's also some cottonwood leaves all around. And as we mentioned, these are still considered living, and they were on plants, so they're worth talking about. Number 6 is describe the animals in your area. So I was just taking another really close look at my area, and I actually found a little worm friend right here. They're very small, but they are living and an animal, so we can count those. Worms are really important because they eat dead things and poop out nutrients. We need them for our soil. I don't see any other signs of animals. If given the chance to dig deeper, I probably would find some more insects or worms like this one, but for now, this worm will count. Number 7 is to describe the signs of animals in your area, and that can be tracks or scat, maybe some chews. I don't really see any signs of animals in my area, and that's okay. You might not either. And the last one is to describe the soil. And it's really important we use the word soil and not dirt, because soil is considered living. It has all the great nutrients and living creatures in it. And so I would describe my soil as having worms in it. I would say that it's a deep brown color and it can squish together, meaning that it has quite a bit of moisture in it that it can hold its shape, which is really great for plants. There's little rocks in my soil and sticks. And let's give it a smell. Smells like soil.